Oh, that's good. Okay.
Oh, echo. Alright, let me make sure that we're on. Alright, we're live. I'll just double check as usual. How's this? Why are you so tall today? Okay, let's double check. Yep, perfect. Okay.
Oh, is there a delay in it?
Yeah, it's like really delayed.
I have no idea.
Yep, perfect. Okay.
Do you need the microphone?
No, because there's no mic thing here. Hi everyone. Hello. Okay, looks like we are good to go. Sorry, I'm 8 minutes late, but hi. What's up, guys? What's up? Okay, cool. So, frazzled because this is my brother, Kevin. Kevin, thanks for being on Heather's Happy Hour episode 5.
Hello.
But the reason why we're late is because my brother got here late. But he gave me my Christmas present, and it's this. I'm going to try to show you guys without blinding you. Check this out. Bam! He got me a ring light. So I don't know if you've noticed the quality of the lighting really makes all the difference. If you've watched previous Heather's Happy Hours, I'm doing this from the same place that I've done them in previous weeks, and just look how it's just so. Oh my God, I can't even tell you the difference. Actually, I'm gonna show you. We'll show them the difference. Okay, we're gonna show them.
Okay.
So this is with the light, right? That's too much. That's without the light. That is without the light, and now that's with the light. Yeah. So I'm really excited because now I can vlog at night, which is my problem. Like honestly, or maybe it's just an excuse that I use, but I don't vlog at night because the sun's down, and the sun to me is like the best kind of lighting. But now I got this, so thank you, Kevin. You're awesome.
You're welcome.
Okay, sorry, rambling. So I'm also trying to show him how all this works. This is like his first time on any of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know why you haven't done this earlier. It's overdue. But so right now this is the screen, right? This is what they see. I don't look at it because it's okay. It throws me off. So yeah, so just look at the screen dot, and that's all you got to look at. Yeah.
It's kind of tricky though because there's a delay, right?
Well, that's why I cover it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and as usual, guys, I'm gonna have the chat right there. So hey, so what's your full-time job now since you're not doing Postmates? Okay, we're jumping right into the questions. So people ask questions live, obviously, and so I have like an agenda, but I answer the questions as I come through. Okay, so my full-time job is, honestly, money's really tight this month, so I was actually thinking about going and jumping on a Postmates probably next week because, it's a little tight right now. But I have clients and I do their social media marketing, so that's been enough to like kind of break me even. But because it's like holidays and there's just like a lot of expenses towards the end of the year and stuff, so I might have to jump back on to Postmates. Yeah, but anyway, okay, what the hell, sheep herder? Hey Jimmy, hi, thank you so much for your awesome comments. Okay, so here's what we're going to be talking about today. If any of you guys, we've been talking about entrepreneurship, personal branding, how to build a brand online, social media marketing, all that stuff. Like this is what this show is about specifically. So Sharespark Media, we talk about like digital media stuff. This is more like entrepreneur stuff.
Okay.
I'm really excited to have Kevin here because we're going to switch it up a little bit. He has experience and is currently in the process of building an online business that is e-commerce. And that's like not my forte. I don't do that. I can help with the branding. I can help with the marketing. But in terms of like actually selling stuff online, that's not me. That is him, which is why I brought him here, because a lot of you guys, like, that's what you guys want to do. You want to sell products online. I've talked to a couple of you guys. Some of you want to start your own like t-shirt companies, apparel companies, and it doesn't even have to be like clothes.
Yeah.
just like e-commerce in general, that's what we're going to be talking about today. So if you want to, like, if this is your thing, if you're interested in it, if it's a goal of yours, or if you're in the process of trying to sell stuff online, take out a notebook and a pen, take some notes, because we're going to get real tactical. And Kevin this is relatively new.
Yes.
He's still, like I said, in the process.
In the weeds of it.
Yeah, in the weeds of it. So, and I think that's what you guys find valuable from me, because, I'm not like a Richard Branson. I wouldn't even consider myself a successful entrepreneur yet, but I think that's where you guys can learn like stuff that you can actually implement like today. So number Postmate lifesaver. Postmate lifesaver. Yes, Postmates is a lifesaver. Okay, cool. So let's see. Also, I wanted to comment that the YouTube live comments, like the comments that you guys are leaving right now, they don't save, which is super annoying. So if any of you guys do YouTube live,
because it's like you answer the questions.
Yeah, and like when you watch the replay, it's like so I'm trying to tell myself to repeat the question on like when I address the answer, I guess, so that when you watch the replay,
just like read it out loud.
Yeah. But if any of you guys figure out how I can retain the comments, it'd be awesome. But if you like this video, it would be a big help if you gave it a thumbs up. And shared it, of course. So, okay, let's get into it.
Yeah.
E-commerce. So, sorry, I've been talking. Kevin, why don't you, introduce yourself, tell me a little bit about Hunter and the hats I'm always wearing and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I just started this business really recently, actually. I launched in September, but... so what it is, it's an apparel line that focuses on encouraging men and women to be more passionate and driven about their goals. So being more aggressive, hunt what feeds you is the tagline, really just going for it and being actionable. And I started that, I came up with the conception about last year, but I just only executed it this year. And, it's been a long process trying to learn how to do everything,
Well, that, and also I think what you can take away from Kevin is that a lot of you guys have full-time jobs. I have... I don't know if it's like the luxury or just like the, insanity to jump into my entrepreneurship efforts full time. But Kevin has a full-time job.
I do.
Do you want to tell him what you do?
Yeah, so when I'm not working on Hunter, I'm a designer at Disney. And so that's a full-time job that, it takes up a lot of my time.
It's a lot of time. He works like at least like 55 hours a week.
Yeah, and the thing is, we do, like Disney, we always pride ourselves in, really great work. So, again, they're a company that really just wants to put in as much effort as, they can to whatever product they provide. But, just like me trying to start Hunter, I also want to put in that same amount of effort. So it can get really challenging trying to balance the two.
I couldn't
very
do that.
Challenging.
I couldn't do that. I'm very I have to think about one thing at a time. So.
But again, I've just now been able to just focus a little bit more on what I want out of this endeavor that I've started on. So it's been great.
Cool. So we have our first question from Jim. Jimmy, hey Kevin, how do you get an in with Amazon to sell your stuff?
I'm actually not sure.
So he's not quite there yet.
I'm not there yet.
And I have no idea either.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jim. We don't have an answer for you.
You know what? I would love to learn about that with you.
Yeah. So we'll look into it and check back in. But yeah, we don't know. So, Carissa, hey.
There she is.
Oh, Carissa, you would have been perfect for this one too. So, Carissa, why don't you type out your website in the comments? Carissa is also a very good friend of mine. She's actually been in a few vlogs. She's been an entrepreneur since before I can remember, and she's the one who I went to for she was my number one go-to source for entrepreneurship questions. But that's her business. She's all e-commerce. She has a website. So if you have any questions, pick her brain in the comments, and I'm sure she'll be happy to answer. So, but okay, Kevin, tell them about. Let's start at the beginning.
Sure.
Okay, so let's talk about a lot of people have told me, hey, I want to sell t-shirts. Mm-hmm. Is that how it started for you?
No.
Okay.
So,
explain the process in case, because there's going to be a lot of people watching who don't quite realize that that's what they're going to end up doing. They just know they want to do something, but they don't know that they're going to sell a product or a service or whatever. So tell them like how that like idea came to you.
Well, the idea started more as a movement. It was actually really personal to me. So the idea behind it being more aggressive about accomplishing your goals, your dreams, just going for it. I felt like at one point in my life, like last year, I was being like really complacent about doing what I want to do, doing what I love, and I felt like I wasn't challenging myself. So I had wanted to start some sort of a movement, and I always had an interest in streetwear. The reason why I love streetwear is that I feel like it's really creative and expressive. Yeah.
What is streetwear?
Oh.
No, I don't know what that is. What is streetwear?
Streetwear is really casual wear that focuses more on art. So there's always a messaging behind it.
Okay.
So
it's like focused on the graphic.
Exactly. It's focused on the graphic, but again, there's always there's some sort of like messaging behind it. So and again, like they take a lot more experimental approaches to their design. Yeah.
I told my brother to make a hat where the logo's on here because I'm always wearing them backwards. But for today, I'll wear it forwards for you. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Thank you. So hold on. I think we had.
What do you sell online and how do you do it? Well, you were getting.
I will go into that. Yeah. So what
streetwear.
Was I saying? Oh yeah, streetwear. So I figured that and in college, I had always dabbled in making T-shirts for like fraternities and sororities, and when you're involved in those organizations, you start to get into the habit of. So I was able to like work with printers, and I was able to understand like what materials that they were using, and for me to be able to connect the idea of Hunter with maybe if I want to spread something that's actionable but also sell something at the same time, I could start with apparel, but eventually I want to expand it into something that's greater than just clothing. It means a lot more to me than just
it's a brand.
It's a brand. That to me, I feel like that is going to be my mark. That's what I want to put out to the world, and I feel that this idea or this brand can live across many outlets, not just apparel. But again, to me, start small.
Yeah.
And then you have to, work bigger. So that's how it started. And to...
We're getting in there. Just keep, yeah.
Okay, so, and then...
Okay, so, they know I'm really big about the whole, like, branding thing. And that's why I'm really excited that my brother, I noticed the progress of my brother trying to like identify what the brand was and how much he put so much time into it. It's like every time I went to go visit my parents' house, my brother is just like sketching and just like in front of his laptop, just like trying to like take the idea and like put it on paper and like visually create it. And it's a really hard process, but again, like the reason why I say start creating your personal brand, like even if you don't know what you're gonna end up selling, because this if you build an audience, you could really take it anywhere, and it's really the idea. It's kind of like I always tell that I use Nike as an example because like Nike doesn't just sell clothes; they do a lot of other stuff.
It's definitely a lifestyle. It's a brand.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of have similar mindsets where we always have these pet projects. Leading up to Hunter or even starting on this project, I always did things that I could try to focus on. So whether it be
sorry, I'm gonna type your website here in the comments.
Oh sure.
It's
and thank you, Conscious K.
CO.com.
Yes, hunterco.com.
Sweet.
So leading up to Hunter, again, revolving around your personal brand, it's really just, what you do for yourself and how you put it out there, just being able to just show the world who you are. So I started a project before Hunter called Kevin Amberwood. Remember that? And this was, again, more of a personal message for me, but for an entire year, I wanted to make at least one graphic quote, being a designer by trade. I wanted to, not only practice my designs, but also like stylize the quote in a way that meant something to me.
Oh my gosh, let me tell you guys something. So I am totally, completely graphically untalented. Zero. I don't understand color. I don't understand design. I've really tried, and my brother is the complete opposite. Like this guy, throw colors at him, and he can make something absolutely wonderful. I don't know why my brain doesn't work that way, but like his is like total opposite. So Like, seriously, just look. I mean, you could tell. Go to the Hunter website and then compare it to mine. It's just like aesthetically, it's so bad. Like, I'm kind of embarrassed about mine. But like, you'll see, like, he's got like that fierce, like, freaking lion or whatever it is. Like, it's amazing. Tiger, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so let's talk about because I want to get into like practicalities of actually like selling stuff.
Oh,
and
sure.
then we can,
Go ahead.
if they have any other questions about like the branding stuff, because that's what I talk about all the time.
Yeah.
So say people have, I guess the easy part would be that you have a design, or like you have a T-shirt. Okay, I'm assuming that you can get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you sketch your design out and then take it online?
Yes.
Or I mean, like, what is it called? Like
Digitize
computerized.
Well, first, thank you, Daniel, for the Hunter designs are really great.
Yeah.
So what I do is, and again, this is kind of also part of the design process. I sketch my designs out first. I brainstorm, ideas that really relate to the brand or whatever I'm trying to put out there. So for Hunter, I really wanted something that was almost spiritual and really in tune with something natural. So I have a lot of animal totems, which are really the focus of the brand.
See, I don't have like a logo. I'm so
only because to me, I feel like something natural, something a little bit more organic was going to really relate to just qualities without just saying those qualities, So,
right.
Animals, I always feel like, a tiger represents power. A snake represents agility. So I really wanted to be able to have a face to those qualities and, again, have that organic feel. So how I did that was, I thought of ideas and I listed them on paper and then I started sketching them out. And once I do that, then here's where the technical part gets, is that you have to take them into either Adobe Illustrator, which is a vector tool, and then you have to draw that and then digitize it. Or you can take it into Photoshop, depending on what look you want to get. For me, a lot of my graphics are very basic, and printers do prefer vector graphics. I'll get into that a little bit later. But so once you digitize it, then you can send it off to a printer, and then you can work with them in order to have how to get that design on whatever item you're trying to print. So.
Got it. Okay, so there's an app if you guys are, if Illustrator or Photoshop means absolutely nothing to you, like me, there's an app by Adobe called Adobe Capture. I'm not sure, this is for the iPhone, so I'm not sure if it's on Android, but what you can do is like you can sketch something and then take a picture and the app will digitize it for you.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's super cool. But you don't need that. You don't need that. So don't worry about it. You're not missing out. But like for us noobs, because I can't, like, literally my drawing skills are like stick figures. But
so
like
this is like that small difference. When we say vector, the thing is, let's say you have a drawing, and I'm going to take this notebook really quick. Let's say you have this drawing and you take a picture of it. So the thing is, in Photoshop, that is not a vector-based software, so when you zoom in, it'll be blurry. You can't really see it. But when you digitize it in Illustrator, which means like you kind of have to manually draw over the image, then no matter how many,
how much you zoom in,
resolution you zoom in, it's still going to be crystal clear. And the thing is, printers prefer that only because there's so many intricacies.
What is the file name of vector?
It really depends because, Adobe Illustrator has their own vector software, but there is .ai, there is .eps, there's, those are probably the two most popular vector-based graphics that printers will tell you, okay, this is what you'll need to provide us. The distributor I'm going with actually prefers vector graphics, but also PSD graphics, which is Photoshop graphics. So it just really depends on, who you're working with. But again, the trade is just to work with vector.
Okay. So if you're just tuning in, recap really quick because I see you guys coming in and out. So this is my brother. He's an e-commerce business, and we're talking e-commerce today, which is totally, I figured we should lay off the personal branding for a little bit. But if you have any questions, you can ask them anytime. We've got the chat open. Okay, cool. So now, let's say we've got the vector, we've got the design. And let's just start basic. We're going to print this on a t-shirt.
Yes.
How the heck do I do that?
So you need to find a printer. That's the thing. So what I did is I'm actually using a printer called Printful. So they're pretty up and coming. They're pretty popular, but they're located in the Valley.
How do I spell that?
Printful. Printful.
Okay, this is a website.
Yes.
.com.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if it's printful.com. Let me check.
Okay.
But it's called Printful.
Well, just Google it, guys.
Yeah, you can
Printful.
that.
Okay. But these guys are printers.
Yes, they're printers, and what they're known for is that it's theprintful.com.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Theprintful.com.
So if you go on their website, you can see that they are so great to work with. They have a lot of items that you can print on. They have tote bags, they have mugs, they also have t-shirts, they have leggings, they have literally anything you can think of, and it's on-demand printing. So generally, if you were to take it to a local printer, let's say you give them your design, then you can ask them for, I guess, like 100 pieces, and they quote you, and then you'll have to buy all of that in advance, and then you have to stick it in inventory.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Exactly.
What if I just want one to see what it looks like?
If you just want one, well, if you want one, you can probably still do that as well. But if you just want, if you want to print on a case-by-case basis, which is like, you're not going to expect to get like 100 orders or like 200. Exactly. Like maybe like 10, and they're not going to come at all the same time. You can use Printful, and, users can, and I'll tell you how they can submit their orders, but users can send their orders through Printful whenever they need to, and Printful will automatically print it and then ship it
to them. Oh,
it is very convenient.
So how does that integrate with your website?
So I can also go to
okay.
So the thing is, again, having a full-time job, it's very difficult to be able to, if I were to do it the manual way, which is go to a print shop, get 100 pieces, and then
stock it somewhere,
and then I get an order in. Then I have to like manually fulfill it, which is like putting it in a box. And but the thing is, I eventually want to do that because I feel like a product goes down all the way to the packaging. It's like the shopping experience,
branding.
Yes, but given the time constraints that I have.
Right.
So the thing is, I use a website called Shopify. Shopify is the #1 leading e-commerce platform for e-commerce.
Okay.
So, and the thing is, I love using Shopify because
Shopify is that
Shopify, yeah, Shopify.com.
All right.
And the thing is, Shopify is so easy to use because there are so many pros to it. It offers so many great mobile responsive templates for your website. The thing is, a lot of people again, like responsive websites is such a big thing in this day and age that if you want someone to go and buy something from your store, then they're going to go possibly through a mobile device.
Yes.
That's probably, statistics show that is the most popular way people are accessing the internet now is through their phones. So you want to make sure that you have, a mobile friendly device, or a mobile friendly website. So they offer those templates already built in, and yeah, Chris, I see. They offer those templates already built in, and a lot of them are so beautiful, and they have a lot of customization. So, and if you know HTML and CSS or a little bit of
but even if you didn't,
language, even if you didn't, you could still get it up and running, and it makes it so helpful. The second one is that Shopify also has integration with tons of apps. Apps meaning Printful. So that is exactly how I do it. So Shopify, again, is kind of like my store manager for my website. And because I have the Printful app, again, like the printers that are able to create these mugs and totes and shirts on demand, then when someone places an order through my website, which is Shopify, it gets sent directly to Printful. Printful sends me confirmation that they received it, and then they fulfill it, and then they send it to my customers.
So you really don't have to do anything.
Exactly. I can just concentrate on trying to build the brand, trying to build the messaging, which is, again, in its grassroots. I definitely want to make sure that I get the messaging out there first, and then, we can have the fulfillment and shipping.
Right. Okay. Can you talk about, if you're comfortable with this, like what is the pricing that we're looking at to use? Like, how much am I losing to use Shopify and Printful versus like doing it myself?
To integrate Printful,
or is it like the same kind of?
It's almost the same. I mean, obviously, like for Shopify, there's different levels of payment. You can take a look at their website and see how much they are. But depending on, whatever kind of business you want to use it for. But for me, I feel like, it's been a lifesaver. So I think that, it would be probably the same, I think. So.
Yeah. I mean, especially if you're like solopreneur,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you need to.
Yeah, exactly. But the hard part, though, and especially with using Printful, because they do print on demand, it can get a little bit pricey. It is true. The thing is, like, if you were to order bulk from a local printer or for someone, you can get it way cheaper. I mean, come on, like it's a lot cheaper. But if you're going to be doing on a case by case basis, then you're not going to get as much return as you want. But that's really just depending on what your goals are in that time.
Right. Okay. And Printful, you pay them for like postage and shipping and stuff, right?
You charge the shipping on your website.
Oh, to the customer.
Exactly, to the customer.
Got it.
So that's what then gets paid.
Okay, so you can use Shopify without using Printful, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
you
thing
would just
is,
fill the order.
yeah. So for example, Shopify is my store manager, and in the future, I'm planning on using Printful just for my hats, right? But I do want to find a little bit more higher quality long sleeve and sweatshirts, so I'm probably going to print those at another printer and maybe ship them out myself.
Got it.
And so if I get an order from Shopify, it tells me which who needs to fulfill it. It's either Printful or it's myself.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Got it. Daniel's asking, does Shopify integrate with sites built through Squarespace?
Unfortunately, it does not.
What?
So, yeah, that's the sad thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I swear, I'm finding more and more reasons not to use Squarespace.
Shopify, Squarespace. Actually, okay, wait. Shopify integrate with sites.
Daniel, I think it would take like one Google search.
No.
Seriously.
I'm sorry. I read that as Squarespace does not have a lot of integration capability.
I
That's
know. I'm
no.
noticing that.
It's true. So Shopify, again, because it is the number one e-commerce platform because it can integrate with so
all
many
these
different
other
apps.
Yeah.
But Squarespace cannot. Squarespace cannot even integrate with Printful. You have to go through. I forgot what it was, a ShipStation. So you have to do ShipStation to integrate with Printful.
Squarespace, Shopify, widget. I think you have to use like
ShipStation.
Shopify?
Yeah, in order to integrate with Printful.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is like to integrate with Shopify, I guess. I guess that's the answer is no. But I think there's a way that you can make it work. So what do you use for your website then?
Which one?
Like, what is your website?
So I do have a personal website, and then I also
Hunter.
My actual website, yeah, Shopify.
Oh, that whole thing is Shopify.
It's that whole thing is a website, and it's also so it's a website to your consumers, and to you, it's a store manager. It has analytics, it has total like sales performances.
Wow.
Yeah, it has everything. Yeah, it's great. So it logs everything for you. So if I were to do this manually, I think it would be a headache for my taxes. So I think it's just so great.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
cool.
really amazing. Yeah.
Let's see. Stanley, Studio 9 and LBC does great printing work. Awesome, Stanley. So if you are in Long Beach, check out Studio 9. Yeah, I gotta look into some apparel soon. Q3, 2017.
Daniel has a podcast.
Daniel?
Yeah. I have to.
Well, thank you for the information. I may have to rebuild my podcast website from the ground up. The
thing is, though, if your podcast website was built through Squarespace, and I have, known people, just like designers and artists, who try to sell prints through Squarespace using Printful. So again, they just have to integrate ShipStation.
It's just not as smooth.
It's just
but
not.
There's
as smooth.
ways to do it.
There's ways to do it. Yeah, I mean, it's just cutting corners. But I mean, to be honest, I do use Squarespace for my personal website, and I think it's like a fantastic platform.
I use Squarespace great. For the Sharespark website.
Yeah.
It's just I'm starting to notice like.
But it just really depends on.
Yeah, it depends on what you're trying to get out of it, what you use it for, and stuff like that. So okay, Shopify, Printful. Do you guys have questions about e-commerce? How's it going?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going great. The thing is, you never really understand like how difficult it is until you put your weeds into And period. So for this,
that's entrepreneurship across the board. Like people can tell you all these quotes and give you advice and stuff, but it's like until you go through it,
you just need to put yourself through it. And I mean, it's been
straight up, just do it.
It's been such a crazy journey, but it's been so exciting.
You should vlog your journey.
Yeah, I mean, I think that when you're able to really think about like this is something that you've made, this is like you, and it's only going to perform as well as how much you put in.
Exactly.
It's like such a great feeling. Yeah, it's fun. So.
Oh, cool, Stanley. What are you doing for marketing, Kevin?
So
Let's get into it.
So right now, what I'm doing for marketing is really focusing on digital and social media. So this is actually a great lead-in into this little chart over here too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is with apparel brands, it really depends on, to me, it's quality and who wears it. So
that's good. Because you guys, I hope you're taking notes, because a lot of you guys are asking me like, about selling products and especially when it comes to apparel. So it's very important for you to realize who is going to wear your stuff, right? Because you're not going to sell the whole world.
Exactly. And the thing is, I think that a limited number of people would really focus on like what it stands for. But that's more of like a personal thing for you. So for me, I care about what it stands for, which in turn makes me think that's what is going to sell as the messaging. But again, to the greater population, it's who wears it.
Yes.
It's who wears it and the quality. So there kind of needs to be... but more so who wears it for now. So what I'm doing is I want to target those who live an active lifestyle, who are passionate and driven about what they do. So right now I've been focusing a lot on free runners and trickers. And this is actually something that I'm really interested in. So I love
jumping around things.
I love free running and parkour. I love tricking.
It's like jumping over, rolling around, tumbling.
Martial arts tricking. It's like it's a combination of like gymnastics, kung fu, like street dancing. I mean, it's a combination of a lot of stuff. But they use it a lot.
I'm just over here with the camera.
So I'm focusing a lot on that and trying to get a lot of my friends to be able to represent it because. Again, for right now, I'm trying to start small with that niche because it, again, has high energy and gets the messaging across really quickly. And so I'm able to really capture that target market. But in the future, I want to be able to highlight the whole idea behind Hunter is that, anyone could be an influencer. You have certain people that are like have 90,000 followers and they're a social media influencer and whatever, but to me I think that there's so many great stories to be told to
let's back up. So influencer marketing, that's like you said, anyone could be an influencer.
Or a social
okay, anyone can be an influencer, right? So I would never consider myself a YouTuber. I wouldn't consider myself like there yet, because I know, like, I'm comparing myself to, like, Casey Neistat. Like, he's, like, YouTuber status for me, right? But, you can't disregard 1,700 subscribers and, like, the people that watch my videos. So, I wear a hat in almost every one of my videos because the hat is, like, my brand. I feel comfortable in a hat. It's, like, casual. That's just me. I don't have hats, though, so all the hats I wear are Kevin's. And I try to wear it this way. But people have asked, like, what does the HNTR stand for? He also has another hat that's just it's just an H.
It's the logo.
Yeah, and so people think that I'm just like super conceited wearing Heather on my head. But no, but it gives me a chance to explain, like, you know, this is my brother's brand. It's called Hunter. Check it out. But, you know, see, that's like influencer marketing right there. So, like Kevin said, you have to know who is going to wear your stuff.
Exactly.
Find those people online, right? And just send them stuff. Like,
and the thing is, though, like you also want to be very picky about
yes, that too.
Who you choose, only because you're on a budget. Like, especially if you're in my position, you know, I can't really just like throw hats at everybody and be like, wear it. You know, I want to keep the integrity of the brand. You know, I don't want just anyone representing Hunter, but two, you know, I also want to make sure that I'm spending my money wisely and where it needs to go. The thing is, like, messaging people, you'd be surprised that if you, you know, message
if you
people,
contact someone, like,
if you
they'll answer. I read every single comment. I respond to every single message, like, and every email. It might take me a day or two, but you guys know that. If you've contacted me, you know that. You've heard back from me. And so, like, yeah, you'd be surprised. Like, people, like, on Instagram, on Twitter especially.
They're very quick, and, you know, sometimes it gets so daunting where this person has, like, I don't know, 40,000 followers. And
yeah, but they'll respond.
But they will respond to you. And
I mean,
like,
you know, Casey, who's got, like, 6-7 million subscribers, he might not respond. But, you know, I think you could find kind of, like...
There's certain people out there.
Yeah.
You can
there's plenty of other, like... maybe less than 100,000 followers, subscribers, whatever, that you can target, especially if it's apparel. So
yeah, and am I doing ads? So for right now, I mean, I do promoted posts on Instagram every so often and Facebook, but
what's the return on that?
I mean, I've done one. I haven't seen a lot of conversions through that, to be honest, because I really think that, especially on platforms like Instagram or Facebook, it's, again, more influencer focused.
Yeah.
You know, it's really just who's going to be wearing it, because I think that when you get to be a large enough brand, then promoted posts are probably going to be a little bit more useful, but people don't know what you stand for right now.
Yeah.
People don't understand.
Exactly. Like, you're no namer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I know that MeUndies, when they started doing that on Facebook, that blew up. But, you know, again, they had, you know, a good influence. They had a good basis first.
So what I've seen success with when it comes to ads, like on a social medium, is if you are providing value to, if you know who your audience is and you provide value to them. So
not noise.
Not noise. Yeah, that's the thing. So if you're like, you know, if I'm going through my Facebook feed and it's like picture of my baby cousins and then like a cat video and then like buy this shirt for $20, it's not even going to register to me. I'm literally just going to scroll over it.
Exactly.
Our eyes are so trained to just ignore sell stuff like that, you know. But then like the things that catch my eye are like, oh, I really need, you know, like a lamp for my vlogs, you know. So if that were to come up, then and the messaging was phrased like, hey, do you want to make better videos, you know, and it was targeting an up and coming vlogger, I would click on that, like, or at least it would catch my attention, you know. Yeah. So when it comes to like, I don't know how I would.
Well, the thing is, it's just, you know, when you consider if,
like, I'm trying to think of products that I've noticed.
Let's say you put a hat out there, right? I mean, the thing is, it's going to be really difficult for anyone to just want to buy that hat because they don't know what it stands for.
Exactly.
So the thing is, if the hat had a Nike symbol on it,
yeah,
maybe
you don't have to explain because everyone knows the brand.
Everyone knows what Nike is.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who represents Nike. Everyone
what
knows
it
that it's a lifestyle. Exactly.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are going to be very brand focused, and you have to understand that people aren't buying the product for what it is. The thing is, like, they're buying the brand. You can have two brands, like, I don't know, sometimes you can compare like Stussy and I don't know, the Hundreds. Okay, they probably have the same brand of snapback, the stock snapback. You know, it's probably just like a U-Poon cap. But the thing is, it's like,
just said, but okay.
It's like a stop cap, yeah. But people will prefer Stussy over the Hundreds because of the brand, you know. So that's what it comes down to. Is, again, you know,
so branding is so important,
branding
guys. Branding is so important. So let me ask you this, since we're talking about ads right now. Have you considered Pinterest?
I do want to because they do have that purchase function.
If you guys are gonna sell a product online and you're thinking about Facebook, you're thinking about Instagram, and maybe even YouTube or whatever, you guys need to like X all of that and do Pinterest 100%. Go all in on Pinterest. Like I don't know, it surprises me. Based on, I'm in social media all the time. I'm in social media marketing, digital media marketing. Like I see all this stuff all the time. And seriously, the highest conversion when you're selling products online is Pinterest, hands down. And I think it's changed. Like I would say, like a year or two ago, it was like 75% women. Yeah. But I just read a statistic before you got here that in the past year, I think, or maybe I want to say it's the past year or the past quarter. I'm getting mixed up as to what time frame it was, but the male audience has grown 120%. So
the thing is, like at Disney too, we use Pinterest to find designers or artists or inspiration. So helpful. It's like growing increasingly. Oh, and actually, I'm going to start because I opened this just for you guys. Okay, so Pinterest statistics. Okay, so first of all, Pinterest has, or let me link this to you guys so that you can refer to it. Where is my chat? Oh, I lost my chat box. There it is. Okay. So this is by Hootsuite. They are the social media marketing manager platform that I think I've talked about a lot of times, but this is what I use to manage all my social media. Anyway, so they're a trustworthy source, but this is their the statistics they compiled on Pinterest. So Pinterest has more than 150 monthly active users. This is a ton of people, and 80 million live outside the U.S. So that's kind of interesting. I have a decent amount of people who are not in the U.S. that watch me on YouTube. They're actually like a really loyal audience when you can connect with them. So that's just something to think about. Let's see. 84% of people use Pinterest across multiple devices. Yes, that's very true. I use it on my phone. I use it on my laptop. 67% of pinners are under 40 years old. I would say that Kevin's demographic that he's trying to reach is under 40 years old. So there you go. There it is. Male users have grown 120% in the past year. That's crazy.
87% of pinners have purchased a product because of Pinterest.
Wow.
Me being one of them. Like seriously,
it is true though.
It is true. Like if I'm buying something on Amazon, it's very like tech. Like that's what I go to Amazon for. But honestly, like anything else, like beauty product, I don't have the budget. Yeah, I don't have the budget to like buy stuff anymore. But when I did, like any type of clothes, shoes, like jewelry, anything, I would go to Pinterest first. That was like my thing because it's just so like nice to visually be able to see. I plan my trips on there, like everything.
I feel like for Pinterest, I mean, this kind of leads back, but it's like using the medium for what it was meant to be used for. So I feel like on Pinterest, like I guess in my case, if I'm trying to sell hunter stuff, more of like a lifestyle, maybe like fashion photos, like a lookbook would be like really helpful because people will see the outfit, and then probably in Pinterest you'll be able to see like where they got the hat.
This is the quote that I wanted to say to you, especially 83% of Pinterest users would rather follow a brand than a celebrity.
Oh, for
and
sure.
That's huge because seriously, if you go on Instagram, you look at the top 10, followed accounts, they're all celebrities. But if you're trying to sell something,
you do have those celebrities that act like a brand.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yes.
And those are the celebrities that do it well.
Yes. This is very true. But none of us are celebrities here. So let's see. Here's another thing. Active pinners have a 9% higher average income. Just saying. And it goes on and on, but seriously, like to me, my number one recommendation based on all the chatter that I see and all the research on digital media marketing, if you are selling something, I wouldn't even bother with anything else. I would just go all in on Pinterest because the people who go on Pinterest are like ready to buy, like if I was like buying new, I don't know, like a new jacket, I would make a board and start pinning like jacket styles, or like
interactive
for like Halloween, like I start pinning like Halloween ideas. So and like I'm ready to buy, so and now that they, like you said, they have the integration where you can like just click and buy right there.
It's revolutionary.
It's like that's like you said, that's what the platform is really just that's what it's for. Okay. Let's see. Heather, ASAP job call. Gotta run. Need Kevin services. Kind of thinking Kevin wasn't there. Chris was there.
Shopify has a Pinterest plugin. There you
Jimmy, yeah, he was there, but we'll talk about that later. Okay. Let's see. I love Hootsuite. Daniel, yes. Wedding inspiration. Shopify has a Pinterest plugin. There you go. See, so if you are not using Pinterest, you should definitely go start with Hootsuite. Hootsuite is like, because they're a social media management platform, they have a bunch of like really practical, tactical guides to show you how to do this, and they have like tutorials and stuff. So
probably talk to Chris about Shopify.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah. Chris is definitely hit her up.
Expect a call from me.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What were we talking about? What's up, guys? Any other questions? Let's see. Okay, we're still going. Okay, how about we talk about the brand a little bit, since we talked about, I think we talked about like the tactics.
Sure.
Actually, is there like apps that you use to run your business?
Yeah, Shopify has an app, which is great.
So you can see like everything.
Yeah, you can see everything, all the activity that's going on, and if I get an order, I get a notification.
Crazy.
So it's
That's
great,
awesome.
and it says the amount, and when they placed it, it's so fantastic.
Okay, cool. So I guess everyone's going to be using Shopify.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how serious you want to go with your business. If you were a designer and, for example, selling something like really small, like enamel pins, or if you were selling, I don't know, like postcards and just something to sell on the side, but not too serious about it, I may not go with Shopify. Probably something a little bit cheaper, but it really.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Not apparel.
Not apparel. But if you're trying to have a large inventory, or if you want to, be able to sell maybe like a full line of clothing, then maybe Shopify may be a good option, only because you can categorize all of your clothes.
Okay. Can I ask you this? So, if I had a concept, but I'm graphically untalented, I would never be able to design a shirt or a hat or whatever, and say I wanted to like hire somebody, what can I expect to like pay? I know that's like, it could be anything depending on like the caliber of the graphic artist, but like if I was like starting out, where would I find, like where should I go to hire, I guess, a graphic designer, and like how much should I be expecting to pay?
So what you can do, if you're really trying to find designers, you can go on Dribbble.
What?
Dribbble.com.
Dribble.
Yeah. Like dribbling a ball. It's with 3 B's. So DRIBBBLE.
BBBLE.
Yes. Dribbble.com.
Dribble. With
Dribbble,
3 B's.
Exactly.
Okay.
Dribbble. Another website you can go on to is Behance. And you can just like search portfolios of all of these users, and then be able to just email them and ask. Really a standard rate, it really just depends, but like a medium graphic designer, depending, would be like $50 an hour. But if you wanted to like set a flat rate with them, then you can be able to, for sure just, or there was also a website that sells t-shirt designs. I forgot what that was though. But if you want something custom made, then you might have to work with them on.
Yeah, because there's also going to be like revisions, right? So you're gonna explain your concept. Yeah. They're gonna sketch it out, and then you're gonna be like, but I kind of want it to look like this.
But there are definitely cheap designers out there. So again, it just depends on like if you want to do a designer that has like X amount of experience, and if you want to use a designer that is in the U.S. versus outside, because there's a lot of designers internationally that may be a little bit cheaper than ones you can find here in the U.S. I have a lot of experience working with like designers in Russia, for example, and they're really they have a very much lower rate than the designers here in the U.S., which again, their working dynamic is very different. But again, there's a give and take. So their time zone is the complete opposite than us. So it depends on if you're okay with that communication not being as close as opposed to someone that may be.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone's like, I need a t-shirt in the next 5 hours.
Oh, exactly. So, but again, my biggest source, if I were to outsource some design, then I would go to Behance or Dribbble.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks, Tim.
I'll catch you later, and I'll send you everything. But okay, so let's get into the branding, okay? Because I had to help my brother with this, and I want to say it helped you, right?
Yeah, sure. What?
The poster thing.
Oh yeah, so let me get this.
So explain like where you were before we did this, and then explain how it helped you.
So where I was I had the intent.
The intent.
The intent to create a brand, to have a message out there, but I didn't know what the steps were. I didn't know like how to actually get from point A to B, which is again the most difficult. It's really difficult if you don't know how to organize your thoughts, and especially in this day and age, there's so many mediums you can go on. You can go. I mean, there's like Instagram, there's Facebook, but then other than that, there's other.
Oh, I forgot to shout out
platforms.
Sorry, really quick, hold that thought. Check out Kevin's Instagram account because, I mean, if you want to see some, I said this in the last live stream, but seriously, like aesthetically, branding, marketing, messaging, like he does it really, really well.
Which one?
Your hunter thing.
Oh yeah, sure.
So the Instagram handle is HNTRCO official.
Yeah.
Okay, HNTRCO official.
Mm-hmm.
Check them out on Instagram because it's like seriously everything from reposting to the descriptions,
your own graphics.
Yeah, the hashtags, like that's what you like. If you really want to do apparel, especially, you should. It's all visual, you need to have, you need to be on Pinterest and you need to be on Instagram, and you need posting regularly, which you are doing.
Just started, but I'm definitely planning on putting a little bit more variety in my content out there. But
I think honestly, the way that you've done it is very like. I can see the branding. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very, like, I don't know. Like, everything that you do, it emulates what you stand for. And I think that's where people get lost, is that, you don't stick to, like, the one thing. You kind of like, oh, this is funny, but it has absolutely nothing to do with the brand, Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So, you had intent.
So, I had the intent to start the brand and really just spread this message that I had been thinking of for the past year. But again, the steps to get there. Again, this chart just made me realize that there's just so much that
goes into branding.
It's
nuts.
I always thought branding was just design. I thought it was just the logo because, again, speaking from an artist or creative perspective, that's really just what I thought it was.
And I'm the opposite. I'm telling you, stick figures. But I understand like how branding works. Mm-hmm. I've done marketing, and I just understand how like you need to have your personal brand statement, your mission statement, your vision statement, and that needs to be emulated throughout everything.
Sure.
So let's see. How did we start this? Okay, can you guys see this? Let's show them. All right. So this is here we go. Yeah. Okay, so I remember.
Take a photo and post it somewhere.
Yeah, I'll post this on like Twitter. Okay, so check it out on Twitter, so that I can show you exactly like down to you could see the words. But basically, I sat down with my brother, and at the top I wrote his name, Kevin. Okay, and right here I wrote his like goal, the end goal, like the final. We're at the finish line. Yay. Okay, and it was to start an apparel company. That's not really an end goal. It's more like the end goal for like this thing. But yeah. Okay, better, we had to start, okay? So then I was like, what did I say? I asked you, what did I ask you? What are these things? Oh yeah, okay, so I asked him like who you wanted to target, or like what you thought that you were about.
What I thought the brand was supposed to represent.
Exactly.
That's exactly
what do you think that your idea represents? So remember, like we haven't even gotten into t-shirts, products. We're not even there yet. Services even, okay? So if you're doing this whole branding thing, we're not even talking about what you're selling yet, okay? Mm-hmm. This is the brand. So when I asked him that, this one says to hunt, right? That these people are hungry for something.
Yeah.
They're bold and confident. Mm-hmm. They are active. They're artistic. They live exciting lifestyles, and they are elite. They're elite as in like, yeah. They're elite as in. Actually, we don't have to hold it.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah, because they're not. You're just going to see it. Yeah. So okay. So then, and then under each bubble, I asked him to talk about things in his life that emulate that thing.
Emulate these goals. So there's hunt, hungry, bold and confident, my active lifestyle, my artistic, whatever.
Yeah, so for example, like for artistic, right? My brother's like super into like the hand lettering calligraphy stuff.
Yeah.
So like that emulates artistic, right? And he's also super into fashion. He's into photography. He's crafty. Yeah. He does graphics, so it's like we try to find pieces of his personality, because at the end of the day, who you're selling is like yourself.
Is yourself, yeah.
Yeah, that's who you're selling.
In like on another level, on like a bigger level. So
yeah,
it's not
like your
just,
demographic.
Yeah, exactly.
Like who you are.
So pretty much all of these, this whole chart is really just taking like what you're the best at, what you're really good at, and what you really want to focus on, what you're passionate about, and really just honing in on those skills. And I also took it as like, this is a great way to put out content also, like the kind of content that you want to put out. So again, someone had asked a question like, are you doing ads, or just putting, product photos on like Instagram maybe. But the thing is, it's like people want to see more than just product photos.
Shirt.
Like,
yeah.
I don't want people to follow me if I'm just going to put advertisements everywhere.
So here's an example, right? So one of the bubbles is exciting lifestyle. Talk about the pictures that you post.
Yeah, so, a lot of the pictures that I'm posting is, I have to ask a lot of free runners and parkour people who are, aligned with the values of the brand, but I repost, some of those images, their pictures, because, again, high energy represent.
They're literally like jumping like over a mountain.
Oh, exactly, yeah. And again, they're so sweet. They're so nice. I'll get back to you.
So you talk to every single one of these people.
Yeah, I have, and a lot of them, which is really funny. They're like, "Hey, like, do you want to do collaboration in the future?"
That's how it is with YouTube.
Whoa, someone wants to do a collaboration.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, see, so
there's
definitely ask, because you'd be surprised.
Yeah, definitely ask. I mean, it's such a great community on Instagram that I think and it's such a great platform.
And on YouTube, clearly we have our platforms.
Yeah.
But, okay, so what's also really great about doing this is self-awareness, because I think, like, I remember it took us, like, forever to fill this out. Like, my brother honestly couldn't, I think we were surprised that we filled up this poster. I really didn't. I don't think that my brother knew that this was like in him.
Yeah.
So I would recommend actually doing this exercise with somebody else, because it when you are trying to like do self-awareness, it's really helpful because you're yourself 24/7.
Yeah,
obviously, you have to ask other people, like, what do you know me as? Like, what do you think I'm good at? Like, if you were to describe me to somebody, what would you say?
Or you could say you might be good at something, but the other friend may be like, nah, not really. Like,
yeah, people like ask different
reality
people.
check. No.
Yeah, like ask your boss, ask like your friends, because like everyone's.
But I think like
you.
A really good person to ask would be like your boss, or someone who's like really professional. To be able to understand like what those skills are, or maybe like even like a personal friend. Just because, they understand what your interest is and, like...
it depends on, like, the brand that you're trying to, like, communicate. So, obviously, it's, like,
bring to light what you want.
Yeah. So, I think we're good here. And then also, for this, on the second page, I was trying to explain to my brother what content marketing is. And that's how you have to do social media now.
It's content marketing. Everything has to tell a story now. Things can't just be like buy hats for $6. Or,
you can't do that.
You have to add value to what you're putting out on social media, or else you will get blocked.
You'll get blocked.
Like you'll get blocked. You'll be ignored.
Seriously, I'm not kidding. Our brains are just like wired to ignore ads now.
And I'm not going to say like you want to be disingenuous in like providing this information, but if you really are a brand that wants to do good for your community, then you want to put something that is actually like information of substance, not just like, hey, I'm only in it to sell this. Like, for me, for example, and I'm not saying, like, I'm doing the best job at it, but, my intent is to really get people to be more aggressive about accomplishing their goals.
Yeah.
And that is what I want to do. So I think that...
and then for me, if you can't explain to your friend what I'm about, I'm doing something wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my branding is off. And I'll tell you, I have a lot to work on. Okay? But the brand that I try to communicate is that I'm an entrepreneur, vlogger, and creator. Mm-hmm. Like, that's my thing. And, like, my journey in discovering this. Okay? Sharespark is a whole different brand. But, yeah, so everything, like you said, has to emulate your brand statement. Okay?
Everything.
Yeah. So, for example, you wouldn't just put the t-shirt for $6, right? So you would post pictures of people jumping over things.
Like, I've learned that if I want to be able to highlight a t-shirt, rather than just putting the shirt, and I have done this in a post, rather than putting a shirt there on the front, or like even just hats. So, like, I've even noticed, and I just even recently posted this, and I promoted one of them. They don't do as well as the ones that actually sell the lifestyle, which is like reposting, you know? So, you know, maybe next time a good idea for me would be to have someone actually doing like flips and tricks in a t-shirt, and then, you know, be able to emulate, you know, what that is. At least, you know, that way, this is actually something that, you know, is exciting, something that's interesting to see, rather than just like, hey, this is $7.
Yeah, like.
I'm not going to tell you what it means. You just have to buy it.
Yeah, like how are you going to sell someone like that? You know, like no one is going to buy anything.
No.
Like, straight up, guys. So let's see. What's up? Oh, I drew a comic strip for every episode of my podcast and then promoted it on Facebook. I usually got exposure to 1,000 people a week that way, which for my small podcast was great. The comic strip kept the audience interest rather than just promoting the name of my podcast. Daniel, that's a perfect example of content marketing right there. You know, so instead of just like, you know, this is the podcast, tune in, you know, or download the episode or whatever, you entertain them. You know, you provide something visual, something that's different, which is great for podcasts because that's, you know, audio, so you're providing the visual component. That's being creative. That definitely would stand out, and that's a great example. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let's see. And then also forming a relationship with your target audience. That's really that's like really worked for me because you guys, I mean, if you can, oh my God, have we gone? Oh, I thought we were going on for 2 hours. Sorry. If you guys have watched, like, go to my video list and you can totally tell like the difference in the number of views per video. Like the more authentic I became in telling my story, the more views I got.
No,
you know?
This is so true. Because,
and then now you guys are rooting for me. Like you guys are like, hey, you know, we support you, we encourage you, and like I've got this like relationship with you guys now, which is like, you know, I'd be willing to bet that if I asked you guys to like support me in this way, to like something, to buy something, I think you guys would actually consider it, you know, because we have that relationship now.
It's so true. Only because, you know, like you read a lot of success stories for people who have done that, and they always say the number one thing is to be engaging, to form a relationship with who your audience is, because again, you think small and then it grows much larger. And, you know, for me, that's exactly what I've noticed too. Like, again, in the short amount of time that I've been doing this, I realized that it's so important to be able to put a face to the brand, you know, to be able to have, you know, a voice for it.
And especially now on social media, now, you know, like you guys can do that. You know, you can, like, I think back when we had billboards and like magazine ads, you were limited.
You had to just be so direct. Like, hey,
like buy this.
Yeah, exactly.
But now it's like there's so much content out there, and like you said, so many different apps, so many different media that you guys can play with to tell your brand story or your personal brand story or whatever, you know, you're trying to sell. So
content marketing, it's such a big thing now. You know,
it's the only thing.
It's the only thing. Yeah.
You know, this isn't really relevant, but if you thought about this 6 months ago, BuzzFeed was 100% native advertising, which is kind of a form of content marketing. They don't sell anything, nothing, but their sponsors are videos. So like they would do like, oh, this is my first time getting my eyebrows waxed. and then whatever studio did the eyebrow waxing would have paid for that. But they're like, the studio isn't talking about why they're the best eyebrow waxer or whatever, you know, like there's no sell to you at all, but the brand is like creating content
so
for that
seamless.
studio. Yeah, you know, and it's like you, the viewer, are totally engaged. Like, you didn't even realize that you're watching an ad, you know? So that's like content marketing. Oh man, yeah, we can go on and on.
That's the best kind of marketing, though, when you don't even realize
that you're being sold to.
Yeah, you're being sold.
Yeah.
It's especially with those makeup videos. It's kind of like, hey, I need that eyeliner. Or
Yeah,
like,
whatever. And
I need that because I want that look.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not. It's actually not like, hey, you know, we're
you
selling
put this,
yeah,
and then you face it like that. So, okay. I think we're good. So, unless you guys have any questions, we're going to end it. It's the shortest episode here. Wow. I'm like tired.
Are you?
Yeah, I get really tired after doing these because it's like on all the time.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. So if you want to check out Kevin again, here's a shirt. Why don't you model?
Oh, sure.
The shirt.
So this is actually
a hat. It's got this thing right here.
The wolf. So this is Hunter. Instinctive. I love geometric shapes, so this is something that's really prevalent in the design. So geometry, simplicity. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so check out hntrco.com. Mm-hmm. That's the website. Mm-hmm. And then on Instagram, if you want to see like Instagram, I guess, marketing, branding done right, check out his Instagram at hntrco official.
Official.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then let's see. I think that's it. So I referred to some statistics earlier. I'll leave them in the description below. But yeah, that's it. And then if you guys have any questions about like what you like future topics or like even ideas for guests, let me know. Like send me a message or leave me a comment or something because I say this all the time, I want to continue providing value in addition to sharing my story as an entrepreneur. So
share your story.
Spark your potential. Actually, let me ask you a question really quick. How did you come up with Hunt What Feeds You? How did you come up with the name?
Hunter?
Yeah.
Oh, I was walking my dog. That's how I came up with the name.
Your dog?
No, I was actually...
Your dog.
Our dog.
Yes, our dog.
Yeah, so I was walking Maxwell, my dog, and I had been thinking of like a series of names to, be able to put this messaging in one word. And I was looking up at the sky and I saw Orion's belt. And Orion was like the greatest hunter of his time.
Wow, really? I have no idea. I mean, I knew that, but I didn't know that this is how the idea came to you.
And so, I did a lot of research, and I was like, Hunter, that sounds like, a great idea, HNTR. Obviously, he doesn't have a really great connotation, but the reason for the logo, if you actually look at it, so let's take this up. You don't want to take this up. So
I've got a hat here all day, man.
So the logo is an H with a crossbar that goes up to the right. It's slanted, and the reason why it's slanted is because in the actual constellation, the 3 stars are slanted, which are, the 3 stars.
See, this is like the design that totally goes over my head. Like,
the thing
I don't
is,
have
like,
any of this.
I don't, and the reason why a lot of, the design is like geometric is again like very constellation, but it's also very modern. So a lot of people wouldn't get it because it's not something that, hey, I'm just gonna put out there. That's just it'll tie together in the end, but. To me, again, that also goes back to trying to find more inspiration from something natural. So I found it from stars. Like it's not like.
Is there a brand that you admire that people can like? Not only would they look to your brand as an example, but maybe like who do you look for? Like for me, I always talk about Casey. He's like my vlogging inspiration. But is there maybe not even a brand, but like apparel wise? That you look to for like?
There are a couple of brands that I look up to, but not for this all-encompassing purpose of hey, they're selling a brand and great messaging and great product. Sometimes they're just, I feel like they do a good job in a certain area. One of the brands I actually really admire is Ugmonk.
Ugmonk.
I know. Ugmonk. And the thing is, this guy, you can actually check out his Instagram, or you can even search him on Google. But he's really able to. He prides himself in quality. That's the thing, quality and really good simplistic design. So I really admired that, and he's been able to also give back with his company. So that's been great. But if you read his story and how he got started,
it's all about the story, guys. It is all about the story.
Another company that I really admire is Taft, and this is actually a really high quality shoe, high end shoe. Have you heard of them? Taft. So if you look, this guy was really young. He was in his early 20s, but he really wanted to start a shoe that was high end but really high quality. And I don't know, I was just watching, there's a video out there somewhere too, but I was seeing his story, and I was so amazed by this guy starting a high end shoe company, flying all the way to Spain with a family, and a baby. And he was able to work so closely with the manufacturers, really putting the love and the care and attention into each and every single product. And I hope to one day be able to do that with mine. Because again, a brand or a company or a business or whatever you're starting isn't just hey, I'm going to focus on this one aspect. It's the whole thing. It's really requires 100% of your dedication. So I think that, these are all brands that I look to find inspiration and to be able to, learn and take from it, so I can be able to improve mine and hopefully get to where they are.
Yeah, and seriously, think about, just think about every big brand. They all have a story behind it. And, people ask me how do I do marketing? And it's just, I just ask them, what's your story? What is it that you're selling, and how do you tell it?
Exactly.
And I mean, here's a perfect example. Kevin doesn't do any videos at all, and if you look at my Instagram, it totally sucks. I'll be the first to admit that. So that's why it's pick your medium. Pick your platform, pick your medium, and it might take experimentation on your part, because unless you've played with the app or this medium, how would you even know that you're good or bad at it?
Exactly. It's really good to experiment. Also,
totally.
Michelle Phan, right? The
Yeah.
makeup artist. She gave really good advice too. Is that again she realized that there's so many platforms out there. Michelle Phan is that makeup guru, if no one knows.
She's YouTube.
She was the first one.
Yeah.
The first one who did it, and then she got so many followers, monetized it, started her own makeup
and now
line. She's just
Oprah.
huge. Yeah. She's Oprah for makeup.
Yeah.
But anyway, she gave it good advice that there's so many platforms out there. There's YouTube, Instagram, there's Facebook, but you really have to pick which one you're good at and really
pick one and win.
Pick one
and
win and go for it, because again, once you conquer that, then you can kind of branch out.
And seriously try.
Exactly,
Don't.
Yeah. But you should try all of them.
Exactly. You have to.
Which one works.
Yeah. Don't think you guys are watching me, so I think the inclination is to vlog, but before my first thing, Kevin knows this, before I started Sharespark, I was supposed to start a podcast. I was just absolutely in love with podcasts, and no medium, no platform is better than the other. Really, the goal is to pick the platform where you feel most confident and comfortable to tell your story in the best way. And sometimes that's video, sometimes that's graphics, sometimes that's blogs, sometimes that's podcasts. But none, don't be oh my God, everyone's on Instagram, everyone's on Facebook, everyone's on YouTube, everyone's on Twitter, I gotta be on every single thing. You're always gonna be fighting an uphill battle, and it's honestly just better to focus your effort and just go all in.
Sure.
And then once you get comfortable, for me, okay, I feel like I'm at the point where I'm comfortable with my vlogs. I'm about to upload number 80 vlogs. 80, yeah, and that's not even counting the other, Sharespark videos. 80 videos, okay? So now I'm going to the other platforms, and I'm starting to push, hey, I'm on Instagram, check out my YouTube vlogs, or hey, I'm on Twitter, check out my YouTube vlogs. They all funnel back to the medium that I have found, the most confidence with, and the one that I can like, I just feel so much more comfortable
Yeah.
to vlog than to draw. Like, there's no freaking way. There's no, if you asked me to like win on Instagram, I would just, I would die.
Yeah, because it's
I would
also
just like not win.
again, like it was leading to that point that we said earlier, but again, it's, you know, you can start off with a medium and then you can branch out, and then again, it's like adapting to what the content is and what your users are consuming, because you kind of understand.
Yes, exactly. Like, you know, I uploaded my first vlog April 16th of this year, so don't think that I'm this like freaking, you know, all-time YouTuber who's been doing it forever, and I, you know, like Casey was a filmmaker and made stuff for HBO, stuff like that. Like, I have no experience. But seriously, if it wasn't, I just tried it, and then I realized, like, oh my god, this is what vlogging is. This is the experience of it. But you know, try all of them. I feel like podcasts don't get enough love. I love podcasts. Like, there's just something. Actually, if you watch my last vlog, the one I just uploaded,
it's a podcast.
It is. So if you watched it, it's seriously like 90% audio. I'm just talking. Like,
make it a podcast.
Yeah, I was actually, because there was no way. I was crying. Okay, like I was crying when I was filming this, and there's no way that I was going to film myself. One, because it was midnight, I had no lighting, and two, I looked like crap, you know. So, and I was stuttering a lot, and I was like, "There's no way." Like, if I edited this into a video, it would just be like a strobe light, because I'd be cutting like all the time.
Yeah.
But with audio, you don't notice that. So the original audio was 30 minutes long, and I just cut out all the pauses to like a 12-minute audio sequence. But
yeah,
I think there's something very powerful with
about it.
Yeah. Anyway,
sure.
point being, play with all the platforms, because you never know. Like, I don't know, unleash your potential. Check it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything to add?
Cool.
Let's see. I agree. Think about all social media outlets stress me out. I love podcasts too. Yeah, Daniel, check out Hootsuite if you haven't. You know, win at one medium, but if you do have to like manage several, check out Hootsuite. It was a good video. Yes, I'm actually, my next vlog tomorrow is going to be about the making of that video, just because I'm so freaking proud of it. Because it just really.
I know, you edited that whole thing.
I freaking push my creativity.
The words.
Dude, like, literally, I'm so, like, from a vlogger standpoint, I have so much, like, takeaway from that.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of it. Like, anyway, stay tuned for the next vlog, because it's me.
But it's good messaging, you know, just being able to push through.
Yes, in spite of all that. But see, that's the thing. Like, once I'm able to creatively express what's going on, I can look back at it and be like, all right, how do I make my next video even better? So, anyway, I think we're done.
Okay. Great. Thank you, guys. Thanks so much for everyone who tuned in. This is actually my first live thing.
Isn't it cool?
I've never done this before. Yeah, it's fun.
Cool, you should do it.
I mean, I'll try it out.
This one is a really good brain to pick here, guys. Like, seriously, like, if you want to know about, like, working at Disney, doing the corporate thing.
If you guys ever want to ask about corporate, you can.
Yeah, like climbing this corporate ladder stuff. I've never been nonprofit my whole life. This one over here,
didn't Pranka do one, though? I mean, she's at Disney, too, right?
Yeah, but she did for Sharespark.
Oh.
Yeah.
So then maybe for that.
Yeah. But check them out on, where can people contact you personally? Not Hunter, but like.
You can go on my Instagram if you
Okay.
like. I use Instagram, that's my main medium, but it's at KevAndRam, KEVANDRAM, Kevin Andrew Ramirez,
Yes.
Instagram. And then there's Hunter Co Official.
Cool. Awesome. All right, guys, we're going to sign off.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks so much, everybody.
Give this video a thumbs up. And I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.